Hello, guys. We're back with another Formula One segment. And as the new season is on the corner, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the first race weekend. Um, we will be sharing our predictions of what's the standings going to look like at the end of the last race in the Formula One. And we will also share what we think is going to happen for Bahrain Grand Prix this weekend, as who's going to get the pole position and who's going to finish in the podium this this race. So to start off with the overall standings at the end of the year predictions. Um, you probably have seen this if you're a big Formula One fan. You probably have seen this in many other channels or websites. But I also have to agree that from what I've seen so far in the testing last week in Bahrain, I think Haas will be the slowest team on the grid. And I actually have both of their drivers in the bottom two. So I have Magnussen 20th and Hulkenberg 19th to start off. Then,
Not surprising.
then I'm gonna have Williams driver, the American hero Logan Sargent, to finish 18th. I don't think he's a great driver, and I think this might be his last year in Formula One. I think he's fortunate he got a chance to come back after the last year because he hasn't shown really any glimpse of promise. But hopefully he proves us wrong and he solidifies his space in Formula One. But I'm gonna have him as 18th place in the standings predictions. At 17, I have Zhou Guanyu from Kick Sauber Formula One team, and I have his teammate Valtteri Bottas at 16th place. I don't expect too much from Sauber. I think they're just waiting on their Audi renovation to come and rebranding to Audi factory team in 2026. So these next 2 years with Stake collaboration, I think they're just gonna keep it going till Audi becomes the team's owner. At 15th place, I have Esteban Ocon, and at 14th place, I have Pierre Gasly, both from Alpine, and I think Alpine team will be slow this year once again, not too fast, and there won't be much excitement around them. The car looked really bad in testing compared to last year, so I think they're going to take a step back. And I have them in 14 and 15 for the drivers. At 13th place, you might be waiting to hear somebody else's name, but I'm going to actually hold on to that because I have him higher than what other channels might have. At 13th place, I have Daniel Ricciardo, and at 12th, I have Yuki Tsunoda from Visa Cash App RB Racing, which is Red Bull's junior team, as you guys know. And for that, I think they're actually going to make an improvement compared to last year, but I think that's to be the best of the rest in terms of the top five, outside of top five, would be a big accomplishment for them. So I think that's actually pretty good for that team to accomplish. At 11th place, I have Lance Stroll from Aston Martin. I think he's going to be much behind his teammate Alonso. So there's no surprises there for me. I mean, you've seen last year what happened. And at 10th place, for my biggest surprise and my hot take, I have Alex Albon of Williams finishing 10th this year. I have really high hopes for Alex Albon. I put his teammate at 18th, but I think he's going to do really well this year and surprise everybody. And he will prove everybody wrong that he's a good driver. And maybe it was too rushed for Red Bull. I mean, Red Bull, when Red Bull let him go, it was kind of the right move because he wasn't ready for Red Bull, but I think he's going to get back to a big team again eventually. I think he's a very good driver. So top 10, now we're inside top 10. At 9th place, I have Fernando Alonso from Aston Martin Racing. I think he's going to beat out Stroll pretty comfortably, but I don't see anybody being above the remaining 8 drivers I'm going to name, the top 4 teams. So that's why I have him at 9. At 8, I have George Russell of Mercedes, the right pronunciation, guys. So I don't want any comments. That's how it's actually said. It's not Mercedes. But anyway,
I second this. I had the same problem. Like, I say Mercedes, and it's like, oh, do you mean Mercedes? I'm like, no, like that's how you pronounce it.
I can't. Even this is an English podcast, I can't pronounce the names knowing how it's said in the right way. And guys, we're pronouncing the native language. In German, it's called Mercedes. So, I'm not making it up. It's not even Turkish. That's how Germans say it. Mercedes. So, and then, 8th place, George Russell. Now, I have 7th place. I have Oscar Piastri from McLaren, the young Aussie driver in the second year. I think he's a future world champion caliber driver, and we're going to see another year of him showing his potential. At number 6, I have Lewis Hamilton. I think he's going to lay it low. He doesn't really have Mercedes is not going to be a competitive car in terms of winning the championship. So I think he's just going to go through his last year. Maybe even if he gets one race win this year, it will be very good because I think Red Bull and Ferrari have much better cars. So and obviously Hamilton, as you guys know, is joining Ferrari for 2025. So, his last year, I don't expect too much out of him in Mercedes. At number 5, I have the departing Ferrari driver at the end of the year, Carlos Sainz, finishing 5th. And I think he's going to try hard really this year, but I don't think Ferrari's going to allow him, in my opinion, to pass Charles Leclerc, the driver that kept. I think it's going to come down to Leclerc being better at the end, standings-wise. But I think Sainz is going to do well this year. And I expect him to either become a Mercedes driver, replacing Hamilton, or go to Audi eventually for his next step. At 4, I think this is last year in Red Bull Racing at least. And I think his teammate is going to pass him at least by 100 points again this year. I mean, last year it was almost 300, but I'm going to be nicer. I'm going to say 100 points this year, bare minimum, is Sergio Perez. I think Checo, although he wants to win, and he's driving the best car at the moment, unfortunately, he's driving against the best driver of this generation, like of this young generation. So, like, I'm not saying he's better than Lewis Hamilton or Schumacher, but Verstappen is among those names for this generation, the younger generation of drivers. So I think he's no match against Verstappen. He's a special driver. So I have Checo finishing 4th. I have Charles Leclerc finishing 3rd in Ferrari. And people are surprised now what I'm going to say. I have Lando Norris of McLaren finishing 2nd this year in the standings. This might be surprising, but I have big hopes for McLaren car. And I think Norris, with a fast car, is a potential winner every single race. He's a very special driver. He showed what he could do with a fast car towards the second half of the year last year. He's capable of winning multiple races and world championships. And I think with car being really good last year at the end, and I expect McLaren to carry that momentum, I think he's going to win multiple races this year. I don't think it's going to be close with Verstappen. Verstappen is going to win really comfortably again this year in terms of winning the championship. But I think Norris is going to win, I'm going to say, at least 3 Grand Prix this year. Let's put it like that. Which is a very, really hot take compared to how Verstappen dominated last year. So there's 24 races, guys. I'm going to say Verstappen wins about 17 or 18 again. So there's not going to be much competition. But I think Norris wins about 3 races this year. And last, and no surprise to anybody, it's going to be another boring year of Max Verstappen winning almost every race. But you know what? That's Formula One. When you have a car and driver pairing like that, as in the history before, Lewis Hamilton and Schumacher did this too. You go on win multiple championships in a row. So I don't see anything being different this year for 2024. Max Verstappen, world champion, quite easily again.
Do you mean Shoemaker?
Yeah, Shoemaker would have been painful right now if he was able to watch this video. Shout out to Schumacher. He's one of my heroes. Big Ferrari fan. And also, guys, to show you how much of a big Schumacher fan I am, that's why I know his name. He's my background. So I don't want to see any comments about how to say his name. You can talk to me when you have a message as your phone background. So Michael Schumacher, to say it again, not Michael Schumacher.
I would love the same people who commented that to be like on this video. If you see this again, like if you come across our channel again, please like just argue with them. I'm just enjoying this
channel info. Please come back, Mr. Ford Focus. I'm really eager to debate you Formula One with you, because I was very ticked off about how he said that without knowing how his name is spelled. So, but anyway, maybe you'll see our video again if you're a Formula One fan, Mr. Ford Focus.
Wait, his name was Ford Focus?
That was his username in your YouTube. Yes.
You remember his username?
I won't forget.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I really don't care about the top 20 predictions. I just like this entertainment between the feud. I love the drama.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that he corrected me about my wrong team name for Jenson Button's championship in 2009. It was right about Brown GP, but that name correction, I just didn't like that, since Schumacher is one of my idols.
Since he's wrong.
Yeah, he is really wrong, but it is what it is. So we'll debate if he comes back to the channel.
Yeah, if you see this, comment, and anybody else who sees this, please like, comment, and share this video. Hit the notification bell, subscribe. Do it the other order though, like first hit subscribe and then hit the notification bell.
And guys, to finish off fast for this weekend's race, I'll be fast. I have a pole position. I'm gonna go with the Mr. Saturday, Charles Leclerc of Ferrari. Well, it's Friday now because the race is on Friday, but normally it's on Saturday. So qualifying, Leclerc, he's a great qualifying single lap driver. I think he's gonna get the pole again. But it's hard to beat Max Verstappen in race pace. So I have Leclerc starting in the pole, and then in the podium I have Leclerc finishing third. I have Norris finishing second, and I have Max winning the race. So that's my predictions. And biggest surprise, I would say, in the race is going to be Albon. He's going to be in the points. He's going to be in top 10, and he's going to prove Williams is improving. And I think biggest disappointment of the race will be George Russell. I think he's going to have a disqualification. Like, he's not going to finish the race, either due to an accident or a technical failure. So that's my predictions. Excited for the Formula One season. It's going to be a very interesting year. Forza Ferrari, we're back. We're going to hopefully at least, maybe we can win the Constructors' Championship if Checo doesn't do well and then we do really well compared to Max and finish second and third in the championship in the drivers. Maybe we can beat them in the team standings. You never know. So, but if Max dominates again like last year, he can win it by himself. So, you can't do much when that happens.
Yeah, well, keep dreaming. We'll see what happens. But again, please like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And please check out our other clips, and we'll see you on the next one.